Corn borer. He needs no introduction to some farmers, and he'll introduce himself to many others. He is in our cornfields, and he's probably there to stay. Year after year, he's going to go on causing lower yields, making picking harder, perhaps even causing accidents. He was first discovered in our country in the vicinity of Boston, with the first commercial damage in 1917, although he probably came from Europe as early as 1910. After that, he spread rapidly. By 1932, he was well on his way into the Midwest Corn Belt. By 1942, he had crossed the Mississippi River. By 1945, there was some infestation as far west as Nebraska. He probably won't stop until every major and minor corn-producing area in the United States has been infested. What's more, we can't count on our severe winters to help us very much. In snow-covered cornfields, one of our most serious crop pests is hidden. Let's see if we can dig him out of the snow. Almost any corn stalk will show corn borer damage. A hole in the stalk is a sign of corn borer activity, but we can't be sure of finding a borer until we cut open his hiding place. He's there all right, having a deep sleep in a deep freeze. But after a few warm days in spring, he's all set to go about his business. Some folks try to get rid of him by burning stalk fields. This practice cannot be recommended because it is wasteful, promotes soil erosion, and it doesn't do the job. Some other methods of reducing overwintering borer populations include disking, the use of various types of stalk cutters, such as the horizontal, the vertical, and the multiple hammer type, and of course the familiar plow. Birds and other predators normally kill some borers, and parasites destroy their share too. These all reduce the number of borers somewhat, but do not prevent the possibility of damage to the next crop of corn. But let's go back. In spite of these natural hazards and control measures, many borers escape injury. These go into a cocoon during the latter part of May. In this pupal case, the worm changes into the adult moth. The male is usually smaller and darker than the female. If one were to light on your coat, it would be just a little larger than the button. These moths are strong flyers. They may emerge from one stalk field and still lay eggs on your corn, perhaps several miles away. The moths are choosy. They actually seek out the tallest, most vigorously growing corn. Most of the worms hatching on corn less than 35 inches tall die off from natural causes. It's the eggs laid on corn over 35 inches extended height that worry us, for more of them survive. Now, it is important to make accurate daily counts so that we know when to treat for best results. There are a number of ways to apply insecticide effectively. High volume, high pressure ground sprays seem to give best results. However, low pressure, low volume sprays are almost as good. Airplane sprays rank third. Thus are next in effectiveness under the same conditions. However, getting the insecticide on at the right time is more important than the method used. Here's why. Egg masses themselves are not affected by insecticides as they go through their development. The eggs are glistening white when newly laid, and as the eggs develop, they change color. Until 3 to 7 days after laying, the blackhead stage appears. When the blackheads of the worms are visible through the egg shell, they will hatch in less than 24 hours. It is important that insecticides be on the leaves and in the whorl, so they will be killed as they crawl through or feed upon the poison. Even though you've done a good job of treatment, some borers will escape to damaged leaves and the developing tassel. Broken tassels are typical signs of corn borer presence. When you can see frass, the droppings of borers feeding in the plant, the borer damage in the stalk is already underway. It means that the borer has interfered with the normal flow of food to the ear and has opened the way for plant diseases which add to borer damage. While strong-stalked, strong-shanked varieties will help to reduce the loss from broken stalks and dropped ears, their use won't prevent borer attack, and borer attack lowers yield unless prevented by insecticides. About the 1st of August, all borers are full grown. Some go through the rest of the season as worms, others go into cocoons to spend 12 to 14 days before emerging as second brood moths, which are as active as the first brood. These moths emerge from early planted corn and fly to the late planted corn. They prefer the greener, later planted corn and lay their eggs in the vicinity of the ear. These eggs develop as did those of the first brood. It is just as important to make accurate daily examinations to time treatment for best results. Again, it is necessary to have poison on the plants so that the worms are killed before entering the plant. For second brood borer control, specialized equipment is necessary. Ground equipment which puts the spray in the vicinity of the ear is better than the aeroplane, but again, getting the insecticide on at the right time is more important than the method used. Treatment does make a difference. Here is untreated corn. Note the height and the open appearance of the corn row due to the leaf breakage and the dryness. Compare this to the treated corn only a few rows away. Note again the height and the density of the vigorous, undamaged leaves and the greenness of the corn. An air view of the same field showing strips of treated and untreated corn tells the same story. Treatment does pay. At harvest time, sprayed corn stands up well and picks clean. Unsprayed corn is broken over. Maybe you can't see it when you look at the corn from the road, but look at the individual hill. Properly treated corn has big, good quality ears. Borer-infested corn is largely nubbins and chaffy ears, which make poorer quality feed for livestock. And best of all, treatment pays for itself in more bushels of high-quality corn per acre. If you want more corn in the crib, remember that the use of insecticides will do the most toward controlling the borer. After all the picking is done, the borer is safe in the stalk, holed up for the winter. He's there, ready and waiting for your next crop. We've got to be ready for him.